Hey, hey, Scott. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? You're a DMV guy, huh?
I mean, is this what we're going to do? Is this really what we're going to do? I mean, I'm okay. Hey, we'll see. Hey, we'll see you down here in a little bit. That's okay. No, I'm okay. Listen, no joke.
I was just asking,
no
man.
joke. No joke. You guys, everyone knows what you are. They're trying to build down here, but we look forward to seeing you in our neighborhood in a while. I know there'll be a lot of Philly fans in the building.
Yeah, I like DC.
Okay. I appreciate you, Jalen. Thanks so much, man. Be good.
All right,
Man comes out, puts on sunglasses, and heckling me on my show. That's okay. Philly signal call.
Let me talk my shit again.
What it do? This is the Talk My Shit Again podcast. I'm your humbly hostile host, Cassius Cliff. Before we get into this episode of the Talk My Shit Again podcast, please like, share, subscribe, as well as comment. It goes a long way. Thank you in advance. But as you heard Jalen awkwardly, kind of stutteringly say and ask SVP, a Commanders fan, I've asked a lot of Commanders fans, and I'm still haven't really gotten an answer. How are y'all feeling right now? Because I knew what it was going into this game. I mean, Jahan Dotson knew what it was. He's going to see his old team. But I don't know if he realized, like all the Commanders fans and Commanders players realize, this ain't the same Philadelphia Eagles from last year. We ain't about to take anybody's shit, be it in their house or our crib especially. So with that being said, we knew exactly what this was going to be. This is going to be a seemingly tough matchup, but in the end, we're just going to put our foot on their necks and get the W. Because when it comes to the physicality of this team, it all resides on the defensive side. And that front five, that front four, with a guy that is kind of forgotten, plays a very small, very forgotten position in nose tackle. Jordan Davis absolutely has had his impact felt over the course of the several weeks. But I feel like this is one of the best plays he's had in full display of what he's there to do. Clog the hole and give little to no advantage to the run game on the opposing side. And here's a great stop on 3rd and 1. Jordan Davis absolutely blew up this play. And it's dope to see that he's finally getting the recognition. And his Georgia Bulldog teammates are coming along for the party. Because we know Jordan Davis was the first one drafted from the Georgia Bulldogs, starting to build, the young youth on the defense. But Jalen Carter, as I told y'all before, is a dog. And not only is he familiar with Jaden Daniels, he's familiar with guys like B-Rob as well. But obviously, like I said, those weren't the only guys from the Georgia Bulldogs to actually join the party. Nolan Smith, a guy that a lot of people thought we reached on that pick. He showed us virtually nothing last year in his rookie year. They're starting to actually build those reps and really build those good games since the bye week. The guy has, 3.5 sacks, maybe 3+ tackle for loss. A big sack right here when we absolutely needed it on 3rd down. I mean, it's a team that is top tier when it comes to 3rd down percentage, top tier in terms of offense. Held them under 250 yards total offense, under 200 passing, 3 sacks, an interception, 3 of 12 on 3rd down because of plays like this, because of guys like Nolan Smith. And obviously, we have a vet in Josh Sweat who was on the last year of his contract and realizing if he don't step up, he's going to be out of a job and playing someone that's not in Philly. But obviously, given the fact that he loves his team and he's been here since we drafted him, he's realized that I got to join the party as well. These guys, these young bulls are not here to play. And we know well and good when it comes to this defense, you got to have defensive line. And if your defensive line is doing what they need to do, the linebackers are going to show up and make those plays. If they're flying to the ball and they're not scared to make a tackle, you're going to have guys like Reed Blankenship coming from the safety position and guys like Zach Bond stopping the guy like Jaden Daniels, who, though he's a rookie, very good at scrambling and running the ball, shutting down on 4th down. I mean, there was 1 of 2 on 4th down and 3 of 12 on 3rd down. That is huge for this defense, especially given the fact that they say we haven't played anybody for the defense. And really, this is one of the best offenses in the league, one of the most effective offenses in the league, to absolutely shut them out and shut them down early. I mean, again, another 3rd down play. stopped and stifled by one of our linebackers, N'Kobe Dean, another Georgia Bulldog. I mean, these guys are just on a different tier this year, and obviously has a lot to do with Vic Fangio. But they're just showing up, and they're making the plays that are there to be made. Obviously, this is one-on-one against a guy that's very shifty in Jaden Daniels, and N'Kobe Dean's just not having it. But when we know, when it comes down to a defense, and really what was our Achilles heel, the worst part of our defense last year was absolutely being able to stop the pass. And having a young stud like Quinyon Mitchell, absolutely putting a guy that earned his name in Scary Terry, especially against our team, has definitely earned that name. He put him in Fort Knox. I mean, straight up straight jacket. And I told y'all going into that game, if y'all put money on Terry, if you're a fan of the Commanders and you want to see him have a good game, do not leave him on that left side. Lo and behold, first half, 0 targets, 0 receptions. His sole catch was when he was on the right side, away from Quinyon Mitchell. And that just goes to show the young rookie not only is garnered a lot of respect from these quarterbacks, these receivers are starting to understand, if I'm going to have a game, it's not going to be on that side. You're going to have to move. And obviously, when it comes to this, a defense that has turned the corner, that is playing at our all-time level, we're talking about the best defense in terms of total defense in the entire league in Philadelphia. You got to have a guy that has a patented move, a move that should be trademarked. And Reed Blankenship is absolutely one of those guys. You're talking about a guy that has 0 tolerance for anything regarding Cavassier, Hennessy, whatever it is. If it's cognac, if it's yak, he's not with it. He's going to get that interception and go straight down and wait for him to be touched by the opposing team, because that's what he does. He's going to fly to the ball. He's going to make interceptions like these on his knees and call it a day. And that's really all you need from your defense when you're leading the league, in sacks since the bye, total defense since the bye, total points allowed. I mean, the defense is on a completely different tier from last year. And I've told y'all on numerous occasions, do not think about last year and think it's going to be the same, because this is a different team led by different players and different coordinators, defensive and offensive. It's just not going to be the same as last year. But certain things that do remain the same, Jalen Hurts absolutely carrying the offense when he needs to the most. I mean, this first down would absolutely needed to help us not only get back in the game, because Jake Elliott clearly took the day off along with a lot of other kickers. We needed this first down not only to get us in the lead, but to close this game out. And obviously, we saw that 4th down stop by Zach Vaughn, which was huge, where this game should have definitely been over. It should have been, at this point, I believe, 17, if not 20 plus to 10. And obviously, they got 8 points in garbage time. But this almost blunder by Dallas Goedert, which pretty much almost ruins this drive, because Jalen Hurts was actually driving, making great plays, finds him wide open. And a guy like Grant Calcaterra, who's had to step up at several points in the season, having to step in for a guy like Goddard, I think made the biggest play of the season for him on this play right here. We could have absolutely gave it away, and they could have drove down and kicked the field goal and called it a day. Big pickup by Calcaterra. Got to definitely tip our hat off for that. But with a team like this that is won in several ways, you got to just have a closer. And we know Jalen Hurts has done that on numerous occasions. When you're talking about a guy like Saquon Barkley, even here on the fake brotherly shove, getting a pivotal first down, I mean, this guy is just unstoppable. It doesn't matter. If he's catching the ball, if he's running the ball, do not leave him in space unless you expect to see him hit his head on the goalpost or to allow him to just pick up 40 yards on ease. I mean, Saquon Barkley, not only has he revolutionized and changed his offense, you're talking about a guy who's now become the best closer in all of football. It doesn't matter if we're down, if it's tie game, if we need to just shut it down, close the game out with a big run. That's what he's going to do. Obviously, he is that talented. He is that good. But when it comes to this offensive line that's been playing at a high level, there's been a guy that's probably been forgotten and has not gotten a lot of or enough respect. Cam Jurgens having to step in and fill in the shoes of a guy like Jason Kelce is a tall task. It is not an easy thing to do. Because Jason Kelce is a first ballot Hall of Famer, zero question. If they could have put him in the Hall of Fame a day after he retired, he would be in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, those aren't the rules are made. But Cam Jurgens having to step in for a guy like Jason Kelce and being drafted to replace him, there's been virtually no drop-off. obviously, the responsibilities are a little different. But when it comes to being able to run block, being able to just block period and really pull, which is very hard, and well, it takes skill and talent to do that as a center. Cam Jurgens is fit the bill beautifully. And like we saw on Thursday, that's a complete team win. Well, aside from special teams, because Jake Elliott wanted to take the day off, like a lot of kickers in week 11 for some odd reason. But that's all it took to beat a team that a lot of people put way too much respect on. And obviously the young rookie was playing well, but you saw how that went. And I told y'all, we were going to make not only the Commanders look like the second place in the division team that they are, we're going to make Jaden Daniels look like the rookie that he is. And lo and behold, the guy has a turnover, the first turnover in several weeks, couldn't pass over 200 yards, and only one passing touchdown in garbage time. That is what the Philadelphia Eagles have done this past Thursday, and really that's what they've been doing since the bye. They've been putting people in their place week after week. I didn't think it was going to be any different with the Commanders, which is why I predicted 31-20, but a 26-18 win with 7 points left on the board because our kicker decided to take a PTO day. No surprise for me, which is why I didn't think it was necessarily that close, especially given what the defense was doing. They scored their touchdown in the first half because of a bad, horrible punt. And really, aside from that, there was nothing happening on offense for them. We were leaving points on the board, which made it look a lot closer than it actually was. But in the end, all that matters is a W. So obviously, the Commanders are a good team. Even Terry is a great receiver. But when you're going against guys like Quinyon Mitchell, you're going to go missing. Obviously, you see the full description right there. You know, his height, his weight. And really, if you look closely, if you have any information, send it to Quinyon Mitchell. I know that may be a little confusing. And let me clear that up for y'all. The reason why that is because Quinyon Mitchell is the warden of Pelican Bay. And we don't want our inmates running out here crazy, i.e. going to the right side of the field where you know you're supposed to be on the left side and you know where you're supposed to be at all times. And that's in cell block Q. Really that simple. So with that being said, this is the Talk My Shit Again podcast. I'm your more hostile than humble host, Cassius Cliff. We on to the next one. Peace.